Do you know what betrayal sounds like? It's not a scream. It's not even a whisper. It's a casual sentence, tossed like trash at your feet. She can eat with the servants. That's what my brother's bride-to-be said about me, loud enough for everyone to hear, but quiet enough to pretend it was nothing and my family. They sat frozen, like statues carved out of cowardice. Not one of them stood for me. So I stood for myself. Growing up, they called me the quiet one. My brother, Adrian, got the spotlight. The heir, the golden boy, the one they paraded around at family dinners, and me. I was background music, pleasant enough, but never the main song. They thought silence meant weakness. What they never understood is that silence is a weapon. The one who listens collects the sharpest truths, and I had been collecting for years. When Adrian announced his engagement, I smiled. Played the dutiful sister. Bought the dress, toasted the champagne, rehearsed the lie, and when I hugged his fiancée, Celeste, her perfume clung to me like poison. I felt it in her smile. Too perfect. Too rehearsed. That's when I knew this wasn't love. It was acquisition. I tried to convince myself I didn't care. Until I heard her. She doesn't deserve anything. Let her eat with the servants. She thought I wasn't listening. But remember what I said? The quiet ones always hear. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I sat at my desk, pulled out a pen, and began writing. A list. My brother's dependencies. My parents' debts, the fragile balance of their empire, and at the top, the deal. The one they'd all built their futures on. $26 million, channeled through me. One message from me could erase it, and none of them even knew I had that power. So I waited. I smiled when Celeste made her little cuts. I nodded when Adrian told me I was too sensitive. I played along, but behind my smile was a blade. I wasn't the forgotten child anymore. I was the executioner, biding my time. The wedding day glimmered with chandeliers and champagne. The air was heavy with laughter, like it was borrowed, like none of them realized their whole world was already burning. And then it came, the words. She doesn't deserve anything. Let her eat with the servants. This time, she made sure I heard, and that was her mistake. I reached for my phone. My fingers didn't shake. 3 words. One message. Send. The deal collapsed in an instant. Adrian's phone buzzed. He frowned, read, and the blood drained from his face. His knees buckled. My mother's glass slipped from her hand, shattering across marble. My father's eyes met mine, and for the first time in my life, he saw me. Celeste opened her mouth, her painted smile breaking apart, but no words came. And me. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't explain. I simply walked away. The sound of my heels echoed louder than their panic behind me. Their empire crumbled. Weeks later, the fallout was complete. Investors fled. Adrian sat hollow-eyed in boardrooms, unable to explain how everything vanished overnight. Celeste lasted 3 months before she walked out with nothing but jewelry she couldn't pawn fast enough. And my parents. They called. They begged. But silence was my final gift to them. You see, the satisfaction wasn't in their ruin. It was in my freedom. They spent their lives telling me I didn't deserve a seat at their table. So I didn't just walk away. I burned the table down, and here's the truth I want you to remember. The quiet ones, the overlooked, the dismissed, we are the ones you should fear the most, because when we finally rise, we don't just take a place at the table, we take everything. Tell me, if you were in my shoes, would you have done the same?